if you have pain anywhere in your body, chronic pain, so you have been dealing with chronic illness, any type of pain, back pain, autoimmune disease, like what I went through with my thyroid, Hashimoto's, if you're familiar with that, which is very, very common, cancer, any type of disease, okay, then you've got stored emotions in that area. If you're an adult and you're dealing with some type of disease, some type of chronic illness, you've got emotions in that area. I have done a 7-day series it's on my YouTube channel if you want to look it up. And every single day, it was 7 days, and every single days I talked about different areas. I start from the head. So the one was the head. If you suffer from migraines, what are the emotions stored attached to that? The throat, like for example, in my situation, when I got diagnosed with Hashimoto in 2016, it's the most common thing is not speaking up, saying yes to when you're supposed to, you should say no, agreeing to things that you don't want to, being passive, not having healthy boundaries, and not using your voice. Okay, and then I kept going for 7 days, stomach, sacral area, back pain. You get the gist. Okay, so it's always two factors. Number one is the emotions. Number two is the environment. And the environment consists of your nutrition, so your diet, daily basis, or what are you consuming. Okay, so what your diet, it's not just what you consume, it's not just food. Your skin is your biggest organ. Okay, so what you put on your body, that's also consuming. Also, what you're reading, what you're watching. So you're consuming with your eyes, with your nose. That's the other thing. If you are in an environment, let's say you're working and in a place where there is mold or any chemicals, and you're ingesting that through your nose and through your skin, you're consuming that. Okay. What you're hearing also on a daily basis is, are you living with someone who's got negative words, negative energy constantly, and they just complain or they're angry all the time? I'm not talking about somebody gets angry, everybody gets angry. Everybody gets to complain, but I'm talking consistency of somebody's energy, okay? So if you are living or working and you're spending most of your time around these type of energies, you're consuming that, okay? You're consuming that through your ears as well, okay? So you're consuming that, your body, you're absorbing it, okay, as a whole as well, energetically. So environment, yes. So it depends, even like if you've got chemicals, if you're cooking with chemicals, if you're chemicals in your kitchen, your bathroom, at work, that's environment, okay? But you always have to look at both sides. If you take care of it only just by the environment and not look at the emotions stuck behind that area, okay, you might make your situation better, but those emotions are gonna keep showing up because the emotions behind the disease. So what is disease? It's your body not being at ease. It's an accumulation of feelings over time. So first we have thoughts, okay? It all starts in the mind. So I always say, master your mind, master your life. So it always begins in the mind. It starts with your thoughts, and then your thoughts are gonna generate feelings, okay, in your heart. Now, your heart is way more powerful than your mind. If you look up the electromagnetic field, I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but I have to look it up exactly, the number of how much more stronger the mind is. So that superpower here, this machine, okay, generator, it's going to create energy. Okay, energy is equals mc square. Physics, Einstein. Energy in motion. Okay, emotions. The doggy keeps working. What's going on? Okay, so those emotions that you started to experience since you were a kid, okay, if you didn't have an outlet, they get stored in your body. And it depends. So if you had, which is something super common right now that I'm seeing, a lot of people are working on their pelvic area, okay, it's the sacral chakra. So issues, we see a lot of issues with uterus, ovaries, just like, both men and women. So if you had emotions related to that area growing up, or, just multiple times, then those emotions, if they didn't have an outlet, they get stored in that area. There's something like with the throat, right? With the example I gave earlier. If when I wasn't speaking my truth and standing up because I was working on myself still, then I was not the person I am today. I had to work to build my confidence, to be able to do public speaking, to speak my truth, to say no if it's a no and not yes if it's a no. Boundaries, caring what other people, say, giving my power away, because every time you care of what others say, either social media or in your family inner circle, that's you giving your power away and you allowing their thoughts and words to affect you. It's kind of like when someone says something negative about you, a judgment, okay? They're judging you. Think of their words and their energy. So first they have their thoughts, then they have feelings. And if they're judging you, like they're putting you down, they're low energy. So think about them as arrows, okay, coming at you. The other way to look at this is, if you've watched The Matrix, it's like Neo when he's getting the bullets at him and he goes like this to stop them. That's a good exercise to start practicing, because that's exactly what's happening energetically. Okay, when someone puts you down and is criticizing you, right, it's coming from their lower frequencies. It's because they don't feel good about themselves. Okay, so they are projecting their own insecurities onto you. Now, it is your responsibility to allow it or not. Okay, so maybe you start practicing. Okay, this takes practice, just like going to the gym. You don't build the muscles overnight. Start practicing. Someone putting you down, someone judging you, someone criticizing you, okay, someone insecure and wants to project their feelings. When they say something, instead of reacting, pause. That's right. She agrees. I don't even know what she's. Pause. Right? Pause. This is building emotional intelligence. Don't react. All right? See it as these bullets coming at you, at these arrows at you, and decide. Do you want that to bother you? Are you going to let the bullets into your heart, into your energy, into your body? Or are you going to push it out and say no, because I'm not going to give you my power? Okay, so this is a really good exercise that I had started to practice on myself when I was on the self-development journey, and of course what I teach to my clients in the transformational program. So start practicing it. It's really, really, really helpful, because everything is energy. So back to physical pain. I was having a conversation earlier with a really good friend of mine. She was also a client of mine, and she's going through some medical, she's having a medical issues, health issues, and in the sacral, okay, and she's gonna get surgery. And I said, hey, listen, have you done the energy part of it? Have you tapped into your emotions? Because she's really good with this. She knows this, right? And she replied, and she goes, oh, thank you for reminding me, because it's been so crazy. I have not. And she did yesterday. I was so excited that she replied. She gave me feedback. She did yesterday, and sure enough, when she tapped into her pelvic area, she had a lot of trauma trapped in from when she was little. She was carrying all these emotions there that she had to work through. And she said, she cried a lot. She released it. Energy was, because when you cry, okay, the tears have chemicals, literally, like they're chemicals. They need to be. It's like these emotions are being released. That's what crying means. Like when you're releasing, when you're sweating, when you go to the bathroom, you know what I mean? It's the same. It's you're releasing. And that's why it's not healthy, especially for men, like men, boys don't cry. That's nonsense. Because, and I do feel I have compassion towards men because, certain cultures or a certain age being raised, you gotta toughen up and you can't cry, and emotions are weak, so because if you're holding the tears in, again, you're suppressing your emotions. And that's why when someone's going through a lot and cries, has a really good cry, and releases all these chemicals, these emotions, feels better afterwards because it's a release. So tap into that energy, tap into that area of your pain where you are holding in, and face it. Okay, face your emotions. And if you need help to get to the root, you can schedule a free consultation. I give 20 minutes free consultation, and I will be very, very happy to help.